Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Save Our Children TV. Before we get started, I would like to say welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm glad to be back. Happy January 9th, 2023. It's a whole new year. I am glad to bring you guys back more content. Please make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below on my channels so you'll be notified every single time I drop a brand new video. Subscribe to my reaction channel, subscribe to my crime time channel, and subscribe to my reaction channel. That's Charles Reactions, Crime Time, and then react to Save Our Children TV. We'll be gonna learn this to this channel. And today's stories, I have 6 for you guys, are just heartbreaking stories. So without further ado, let's get into our stories. Please hit that smash thumbs up button, the subscribe button, the notification button, and get this video to at least 1K, 1,000 views. That is the goal, 1,000 views. Share, share, share. Our first story is out of Virginia. You might have heard about this particular story. A 6-year-old shoot a Virginia teacher. He brought a gun to school and shot the teacher. You want to talk about that story? I'm going to give my opinion about the story. Um, I'm getting from WTVR News. So, 6 News out of Richmond. WTVR.com. 6-year-old parents could be charged after Virginia first grade teacher is shot, legal analyst says. Newport News, Virginia. Virginia takes it down. Police say a teacher is now in stable condition after she was shot by a first grader at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News Friday. Officials have not shared the teacher's name publicly yet, but said she sustained life-threatening injuries when the first grader, a 6-year-old boy, shot her intentionally with a handgun. The child is now in custody, but what happens next for the young boy is unknown. It is really shocking. You just don't see this happen in the legal system. Where you got someone so young intentionally using a firearm against another person, said Todd Stone, a legal analyst for WTBR CBS 6. Per Virginia law, the child could not be charged as an adult for shooting the teacher and will be considered too young to go into a detention center if found guilty in court, as he is under the age of 11. Finding guilt in a 6-year-old, Stone said, and a heavy burden for prosecutors to bear. You're talking about a 6-year-old. You got a very, very undeveloped mind, and it's a very difficult thing for the criminal system to give any sort of accountability to a 6-year-old, Stone said. Police have not shared any information on where the weapon could have come from or how the child was able to obtain it. Virginia Department of Social Services could step in to access the child's home environment and potentially remove the child based on what they find. Caretakers could be held legally responsible, but the worst criminal charge they could face, Stone said, is a misdemeanor. The parents could be charged with a misdemeanor, which could be the maximum of 12 months in jail and realistically is very fact dependent, Stone said. However, Virginia's statute may be hard to apply to the caregivers given the circumstances of the crime. It requires that you negligently allowed access to a firearm and the child hurt someone under the age of 14. So the specific statute wouldn't even apply to the situation. So you have to rely on more general statute like delinquency or neglect of a minor, which sometimes can be more difficult to prove, Stone said. The General Assembly could take a look at tightening up the rules with respect to allowing access to firearms because really they don't have a lot of teeth. I don't think, we're talking about a misdemeanor at best. The General Assembly can certainly do more to put some teeth into some laws that will help keep firearms out of the reach of hands of children.
Not for long. Not for long. Sorry, I can't complete full shopping today. Why? I told you already. Ooh, wait. Oh, Jesus. You lied right now. Daniel, so. So.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up the news video and then I'm going to give my opinion on it. The story still shocks me.
Did you know you can receive free cell phone service? That's right. Thanks to the government's Affordable Connectivity Program, you can enjoy. Said, I'm shot, call 911. We only thought it was somewhere on her hand, maybe. But after looking further, she passed out on the floor. And then after looking further, we noticed that there was another gunshot wound. LaWanda Rusk, a grandparent of two boys who attends Richnet, came to the school early to pick up her first grader and kindergartner. But little did she know, just moments later, a 6-year-old would gun down a teacher. Myself and the receptionist stayed pretty much mostly to her side because we know the administrators had to do what they needed to do to make sure all of the children were safe. Did you help give Abby CPR? I didn't do CPR, but yes, I did help put pressure on her wounds. Yes, I was there. This all happening in the school office before first responders were able to get to Werner. I didn't know what to do. I'm not a med. I didn't know what to do, but I just instinct. Worrying not only for Werner but for her two boys' safety. He was in the classroom beside the classroom where the gunshot was, and he heard the gunshot. They heard the gunshot. Some kids were crying. Did Friday's shooting lead you to today's Stop the Violence rally? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Concerned residents, community activists, and city leaders voiced concerns at the second annual Stop the Violence rally as the school shooting pains the community. Chief Drew even showing support to the youngest in our community. We are trying to focus this on a mental issue more than just the violence part of it. Leaving Russ to enhance her mental health conversations with her boys. They don't realize the height of the situation. However, I'm still talking to them about what happened on Friday. And I will continue to talk to them until they really get a full understanding.
I'm giving my opinion. Yes, this happened on Friday. This past Friday. Now I want to say this. One thing that catched my eye is, and it shocked me, but I'm not shocked because this thing you know now, is that the parents could face misdemeanor charges. Let me say it again. The parents could face misdemeanor charges. We're talking about a 6-year-old who brought a gun to school. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about a 6-year-old who tripped and accidentally fell. We're talking about a 6-year-old who brought a gun to school and shot his teacher. He brought a dangerous weapon to school, and it resulted in him shooting his teacher. And the thing is, and I would like to know, and a lot of people would like to know, is how did that child get access and a hold to that gun? You see what I'm saying? We got to start holding the parents accountable. I don't believe that gun was secured and it was secured at all. I felt the gun was left somewhere unattended, and that child got access to it. He brought it to school and shot his teacher. Yes, his teacher and him got to a dispute prior, but something don't add up. A, the gun was either left somewhere, or B, that gun was put in that child's bag by an adult or by somebody. Because how did that child get access to a gun? The parent would have to see the child with the gun. So something don't add up. This also could be a, this also can be a case of neglect because you failed to watch your 6-year-old child. You failed your child for not watching what he get an access to. You see what I'm saying? So, the parent of this child needs to be facing felony charges, and whoever gun that is needs to be held accountable. And to that teacher who is injured, may you make a full recovery. Um, you know, we're talking about an elementary school shooting, an elementary student shooting an elementary school teacher. We're talking about a first grader here, and I just, you know, what I'm saying, I think that the negligence and this whole thing comes from the parents not watching your children, not seeing what your children are doing at all times. A 6-year-old should never be left alone. You always should have your eyes on your child and what your child is doing. So, my opinion is the mother and father needs to be hit with felony charges, and whoever gun that is needs to be hit with felony charges also. So, like, comment, subscribe. I hope the 6-year-old get the help that he needs. Do I think he should be charged? Absolutely not. He's a child. I don't think that's gonna stick in court anyways. So you're just wasting a whole proceeding and a whole process of charging him. But I think they did say the child is in police custody, and that he's not going to be charged, but they're going to go get him the help that he needs. But you just never know with the police department. You never know. They say one thing and it leads to another. You never know. But if anybody needs to be charged, I think it's the parents of this child and whoever is the owner of that gun. And I hope they figure out who owns that weapon so they could be held accountable because it resulted in a teacher being shot. And we got to start holding adults accountable. Yes, the child was in the wrong, but the child can't be charged. This case reminds me of the Oxford shooting, where where the parents basically was neglectful and let the young child get a gun, and he shot up the school and killed people. And the thing is this: so many children are having access to deadly weapons. It should not be easy to get your hands on a gun. It shouldn't be that easy. So what I'm saying is there needs to be a higher standard, a higher law, prevent owners and parents to own firearms for those who can't abide by the law. If you can't manage a firearm, you shouldn't own a firearm. Just how I look at it. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn post notifications on. We're on story 2 out of 6. This next story is crazy. The story is out of I'm getting this article from Cleveland.com. This is out. Okay, I don't know what just happened.